A very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. Well, after a high-octane campaigning, it is the polling day in Karnataka. Well, that is our big focus through the day today only on Rajya Sabha television. All the details coming up. First up, the headlines. Voting underway for 222 seats in the Karnataka Assembly elections face fate of big names like Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and his challenger B.S. Yediyurappa will be sealed by 6 p.m. today. India supports a united, prosperous and strong Nepal, says Prime Minister Modi after talks with KP Sharma Oli. Underlines the key role of connectivity in bringing the two neighbours together. India and Peru sign an MOU for cooperation in renewable energy. Peru seeks Indian investment in generic medicines production facilities in the country. Lima backs a permanent UNSC membership status for India. Iran's foreign minister's diplomatic outreach to salvage the 2015 nuclear deal to hold meetings with all 5 remaining members of the pact in Beijing, Moscow and Brussels, says it will restart nuclear program on industrial scale if the deal collapses. And in the Australian Open badminton, Manu Atri and Sumit Reddy enter semi-finals to take on Indonesian challengers in their doubles clash today in Sydney. First up, all the news and updates from Karnataka. Well, voting is currently underway in 222 constituencies of the 224 seats in the Karnataka Assembly. Election Commission has postponed polling for 2 constituencies. The voting began at 7 in the morning and it will conclude at 6 in the evening.
Polling is being held in Karnataka today in 222 constituencies out of the 224 assembly seats amid tight security across the state. Election has been postponed in Jayanagar following the death of BJP candidate. Meanwhile, EC has also postponed assembly polls for Rajeshwari Nagar seat to May 28th following the voter I-Card row. The elections have become a matter of prestige for the two national parties as the BJP is looking to regain ground in this crucial southern state while it is the only big state the Congress is in power now after Punjab. There is also a pre-poll alliance between the Janata Dal Secular and the Bahujan Samaj Party.
It's like a 50-50 chances for the Congress and the BJP, and we should not neglect the regional party Janata Dal also. In some pockets, Janata Dal is very strong. In other parts, it's a fight between the BJP and the Congress.
Around 4.96 crore voters are eligible to cast their vote. Over 2,652 candidates, including 219 women, are in the poll fray. Of the total 58,008 polling stations, including 1,312 auxiliary booths, the Election Commission has identified 12,001 as critical polling stations. 600 booths are being fully run by women and is known as pink booths. 10 booths are being run by differently abled people and 28 booths have ethnic designs. As many as 585 companies of the Central Forces have been deployed. 80,000 voter verified paper audit trail along with 80,000 electronic voting machines are being used.
58,000 बूथ के लिए हमारे पास पूरी पुलिस फोर्स है। 82,000 पुलिस फोर्स हमने अपने स्टेट से मोबिलाइज करी है और उसके अलावा 585 सेंट्रल पुलिस फोर्सेस हमारे पास हैं और हमारे पास कर्नाटका स्टेट रिजर्व पुलिस फोर्स है। बाहर के जो हमारे नेबरिंग स्टेट्स हैं, हमारे पास आंध्र प्रदेश, तेलंगाना, छत्तीसगढ़, महाराष्ट्र, गोवा, केरला, वहां से हमारे पास 7,500 पुलिस और होमगार्ड्स आए हैं।
The Congress won the last elections with a majority of 122 seats and a vote share of 36.6%. BJP and JDS bagged 40 seats each. The voter turnout in the Karnataka 2013 elections was around 71%. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
All right, let's get all the ground updates. Kriti Mishra, my colleague, is now joining us live from Chamundeshwari in Mysuru. We also have with us my colleague Ravindra Singh Shoran, who is joining us live from Shikaripura in Shimoga district. If I could come to you first, Ravindra, of course, this is a key battleground where you are in at the moment, because this is Yediyurappa's home turf, and it was his victory in Shikaripura actually that allowed him to head the first BJP government in a southern state. So once again, high stakes battle on here.
Yeah, absolutely. Aishwarya, Yediyurappa was the first one among the first voter who casted his vote today in the morning in Shikaripura, where we are standing right now. I'll show you. The people here are coming with complete zeal and enthusiasm to cast their vote. The people are queuing up since early in the morning. Before 7 o'clock, we have seen that people they start coming here and queuing up to cast the right of to exercise their franchisee. This is completely an elaborate security arrangement has been put in place by the Election Commission in all the constituencies of Shimoga and the Karnataka. 3-tier security arrangements has been done, which includes the Central Armed Police Forces, the local police, and the Election Commission has also taken help from the neighboring state, and their police has also been called in. They are just trying to provide every kind of Pollyanna confidence to the voters that they should come in more and more number to cast their vote. Also, special arrangement has been done for the female voters. 600 old polling booths have been given pink polling booths, and all those booths are completely managed and run by the females only. The voters are also given the confidence that every kind of facilities has been provided to them, especially to the differently abled voters have been given wheelchair assistance has been given to them. Red carpets has been rolled out for them to provide that this is the most important. The voters are the most important part of this whole democratic setup, and they are the king of the votes today. They should come more and more number to exercise their franchisee. In the morning, we have seen that people are coming in the traditional attire. They have been coming in a group to cast their vote. This is very zeal and enthusiasm is completely visible here on the ground. And as the day is surging ahead, more and more people will come to cast the vote. Election Commission is quite confident that this time the voting percentage will go higher and it will be able to surpass the last voting percentage.
All right, you stay with us. We'll also go to my colleague Kriti Mishra. Kriti, you are obviously in Chamundeshwari, obviously what we were speaking to Ravindra, and this is obviously a contrast, because while we're talking of Yediyurappa there, in Chamundeshwari, we have to speak of Siddaramaiah, because he is facing a tough fight here. Of course, he's also chosen Badami, which many say is a safe seat for him. But get us all the ground updates. So what really is happening there on ground zero?
Well, that's right. Aishwarya, Chamundeshwari is going to be the battle for Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Remember, this is the home turf of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah as well as the JDS founder HD Devgowda. So certainly a very high stakes battle for the JDS as well as the Congress, and of course the BJP is trying to make inroads. Remember, Chamundeshwari, Siddaramaiah has contested this seat approximately 7 times and won this 5 times. But 3 of those victories came as JDS legislator. So this time he's also fighting a very crucial battle. Many say that in 2006, Chamundeshwari gave him a political rebirth when he won this seat by a wafer-thin margin of around 257 votes. So certainly a very tough fight is staring at Siddaramaiah this time around, because he is facing a formidable opponent in GD Devgowda. So as the day progresses and as people come out and vote, we'll get a clearer picture. And right now I'm standing outside one of the pink polling booths that have been set up across Karnataka to motivate women voters. You can see that this has been dominated with pink color, pink balloons, pink frills. So this is to motivate women voters. Remember, out of approximately 5 crore voters, there are 2.5 crore women voters as well. So approximately 50% of population, and this is to motivate them. Such booths are manned by women polling personnel. So certainly elaborate arrangements by the Election Commission of India to motivate voters and to ensure that free and fair polling takes place today. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Absolutely, Kriti. In fact, this is the beauty of democracy. You were showing us one of the pink booths that have been set up in the state. There are 600 of them there. And there are also, Kriti, we understand, booths also being run by differently abled. That has also been done by the Election Commission. And of course, 28 booths, we understand, have ethnic designs as well. And of course, the VVPATs are going to be used, in all the polling stations. So get us more details on that.
Well, Aishwarya, around 58 polling booths have been set up in this state, and there are around 12,000 critical polling booths. So elaborate security measures have been taken across polling booths in the state. There's a three-tier security layer to ensure that free and fair polling takes place. And of course, to motivate voters, the Election Commission has taken several steps through the sweep program. The booths have been set up in such a manner that voters get motivated. So as you mentioned, there would be 10 plus booths that would be run by Divyangs, and there would be another 28 booths with the traditional designs. That is to motivate the tribal population of the region, so that people feel extremely comfortable and come and exercise their franchise. So certainly laudable efforts by the Election Commission of India to make sure that this democracy is further strengthened. Aishwarya?
Right, Kriti, you stay with us. Let's go back to Ravindra Singh Shiran. Ravindra, you must have spoken to some of the voters who have come early in the morning. Of course, it is almost more than 1 hour into the voting. You must have spoken to them because, we have spoken of several issues in the entire Karnataka region, depending on the part where the voters are from. But the Lingayat issue has grabbed all the headlines because of the Congress decision on them. But speaking to voters, what are the key issues for them?
See, there are various issues here on the Shikaripura constituency where we are standing right now, as you have spoken about the Lingayat. Yadurappa's constituency, Yadurappa is one of the tallest leader of the Lingayat community, and Siddharamaiah, he has played a card by giving a separate religion status to the Lingayat community, only to divide the votes of the Lingayat so that they can weaken the base of the BJP, and they could manage to garner some of the support of the Lingayat community. But as we spoke to the voters here who have been coming here to vote, cast their votes in the morning, they have various issues, starting from the female candidates. They are female voters. They are more interested that a government should come the government should take care of their rights, like the security should be provided to the females, as we have seen that there are a lot of cases of rapes which has been happened in last couple of months in this country, and outrage has been seen following that. The young people, the young voters, the first-time voters, they are more interested that the government should take some steps to provide education, unemployment, and also the people who have been working daily wages worker. This area is not this is basically outskirts of the Shikaripura. This is small constituencies, rural area, and people here they are working laborers to meet both their ends. That they have to go and work daily, and the reason they are saying that they are not getting enough employment, and this is also one of the problem. People, they are various issues. The basic amenities are also not in very good condition in some of the areas. Water is also one of the big problems, especially for the agriculture and the agrarian crisis which is going on in Karnataka, almost in every part of this, especially in the Mumbai-Karnataka belt, which is facing a huge water crisis. Farmers are committing suicide. More than 3,500 odd farmers have committed suicide in the last 5 years. One of the government data is saying so. These are the issues, and farmers are demanding that the Mahadai River, which is basically a bone of contention between Maharashtra, Karnataka and Goa, that should be settled down now. And because of the lack of water, the parched area completely drought, at least for the last 3 years, the farmers of this area has been facing. And they just want that these issues should be settled down. Now, this is the high time now. The central government should take some steps. All the states should come together to solve this issue so that the farmers of this area can come out from this agrarian crisis, and no more farmers in this area should take the extreme steps. These are some of the issues, Aishwarya.
Absolutely.
Which
So
the
while
voters
in
who
studios
are
we
coming
speak
here
about
to
only
cast
the
their vote,
caste
to
issue
criticize the
majorly, but
franchisee,
on the
they just want
ground,
the next
obviously, there are a
government.
number of other issues that is going to obviously decide the future of this election. And of course, the outcome of these assembly polls is likely to have a major impact on the future course of both the BJP and the Congress. It will also be decided whether BJP increases its tally of its rule states to 22, or will the Congress mark its resurgence ahead of the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Thank you so much, both Kriti and Ravindra Singh Shoran, for joining us live from Karnataka. All right, so all the updates there were from Karnataka, and we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back after the break, and let's now get to all the updates on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Nepal. All right, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today offered prayers at the Muktinath temple in Nepal. Today, he's also slated to offer prayers at the Pashupatinath temple in Kathmandu. The Prime Minister will conclude his two-day state visit to Nepal today. On Friday, Prime Minister Modi held delegation-level talks with his Nepalese counterpart in Kathmandu, where the two leaders reiterated their commitment to take relations forward on the basis of equality and mutual trust. The two leaders also insisted that connectivity will be the thread that will not only bring the two nations together, but also lead to the development of both the nations. While admitting the recent strain in ties, the two sides also agreed to address all the matters by 19th of September, which is Nepal's Constitution Day. Prime Minister Modi has described his Nepal visit as a reflection of India's commitment to neighbourhood first policy. This is Prime Minister Modi's third visit to that country as Prime Minister. PM Modi's visit closely follows the state visit of Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli to India last month.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has underlined the role of connectivity not only for development of both India and Nepal, but for bringing the two neighbours together. This was the key outcome of the talks between Modi and his Nepalese counterpart KP Sharma Oli in Kathmandu yesterday. PM Modi strongly backing his Nepalese counterpart's vision to transform the landlocked Himalayan nation into a land and water-linked country. PM Modi highlighting that road, rail, power transmission lines are giving impetus to connectivity. The two PMs jointly laid the foundation stone of the 900 megawatt Arun 3 hydroelectric power plant in Tumlingtar area in eastern Nepal through a remote system, saying it was one of the best projects in Nepal and would generate jobs.
नेपाल लैंडलॉक न रहे बल्कि लैंड लिंक्ड और वाटर लिंक्ड हो। हम प्रधानमंत्री ओली जी के इस विजन को साकार करने में हर संभव सहायता और प्रयास करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। हमारे कृषि मंत्री शीघ्र ही मिलेंगे और कृषि अनुसंधान, कृषि शिक्षा और कृषि विकास में सहयोग के लिए रोड मैप तैयार करने पर काम करेंगे।
PM Modi made the remarks at a joint press meet after a one-on-one meeting with Oli, which was followed by marathon delegation-level talks, during which the two sides held extensive discussions on all aspects of bilateral relationship. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also saying that India supports a united, prosperous and strong Nepal. KP Sharma Oli expressed a desire to create a strong relationship underpinned by mutual trust, so that it is not affected by any occasional or intermittent differences that are natural between two neighbours. He was referring to the strain in bilateral ties due to 6-month-long agitation by the Madheshi community, following adoption of a new constitution in September 2015. He added that the two sides have agreed to address all matters by September 19th, that is Nepal's Constitution Day.
Our two countries are independent, interdependent in many ways. Hence, peace, stability, and prosperity in one contribute to the achievement and maintenance of the same in the other. We also agreed to take concrete measures to realize the benefits of new partnership for agriculture and connectivity by rail links and inland waterways. We have agreed to address all matters by September 19 on our Constitution Day or the National Day. To this effect, two foreign secretaries will work.
Prime Minister Modi also said the agriculture ministers of the two sides will soon meet and start work on a roadmap for agricultural research, agricultural education and agricultural development. Modi also hailed the 3 successful polls in Nepal after the promulgation of the new constitution in 2015.
प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में नेपाल की यह मेरी तीसरी यात्रा है। इससे यह स्पष्ट है कि नेपाल के प्रति और भारत नेपाल संबंधों के प्रति मेरी और मेरी सरकार की प्रतिबद्धता कितनी गहरी है। नेपाल के साथ भारत के संबंध भी दो सरकारों के संबंध से भी कहीं ऊपर इसी प्रकार पारिवारिक है, मित्रतापूर्ण है और जन सामान्य के बीच आपसी मधुर और गहरे रिश्तों की मजबूत नींव पर खड़े हैं। फ्रेंड्स, मेरी यह नेपाल यात्रा एक ऐसे ऐतिहासिक समय में हो रही है जब नेपाल में फेडरल, प्रोविंशियल और लोकल तीनों स्तर पर चुनावों का सफल आयोजन हो चुका है।
PM Narendra Modi will conclude his Nepal visit today. He will offer prayers at Pashupatinath Temple in Kathmandu, which will be followed by engagements with political leaders of various parties. In the afternoon, PM Modi will attend the civic reception hosted by the Mayor of Kathmandu and then depart for India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting the neighbouring country for the 3rd time in 4 years. It is the first high-level visit from India since the formation of a new government in Nepal this year.
The meetings between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli will be considered memorable in the history of India-Nepal relationship. While on the one hand, the meetings have ensured that there should be no place for misunderstanding between the two countries, it has also ensured that there should be partnership on all levels between the two. It will be interesting to see that how things evolve in the coming days when Nepal gets a good neighbor and India also gets a good neighbor. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Television with camera person DK Pandey and Manoj Kumar in Kathmandu.
And India and Peru have signed an MOU on cooperation in renewable energy. The pact was signed after Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu held talks with the top leadership of Peru. Remember, the Vice President is on the last leg of his 3-nation tour to Latin America.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu held extensive talks with President, Prime Minister and senior ministers of Peru in Lima on a wide range of issues. The areas included generic medicines, information technology, defense equipment, science, technology, space applications, among others. The two countries signed an MOU for cooperation in renewable energy sector.
Discussions focused on very important issues of mutual interest. One of them was pharmaceuticals, including the desire to learn from the Indian experience and to have access to low-cost generic Indian medicines for strengthening the Peruvian public health system. There was also interest in the fact that, there is regulation, etc., involved for access to affordable medicines, and they repeatedly, all three leaders in their discussions talked about the desire for greater collaboration in this sector. There was an interest expressed in collaboration in the space sector through satellite construction and remote sensing, and we agreed to send an expert delegation to discuss these ideas further. There was also an interest in greater cooperation in the defense sector. Then there was assistance for safety and supply of LPG from Indian companies, which is also discussed. In addition to that, clean energy was yet another area, and in fact, we signed an MOU on renewable energy at the end of our discussions. Agriculture was yet another very important area for cooperation. It was mentioned that the trade between India and Peru is complementary and not competitive. The fact that India is the 7th largest trading partner for Peru, that there is an interest in Indian IT sector, Indian science and technology sector.
The Peruvian leadership conveyed it is keen to conclude a comprehensive free trade agreement with India.
There was a recognition that in spite of the fact that India is the 7th largest trading partner for Peru, India could definitely take advantage of the Pacific Alliance, which comprises of 4 countries in the Pacific in Latin America: Mexico, Colombia, Peru, and Chile. And India is already an observer in that. The fact that we have a FTA under negotiations, 2 rounds of the FTA have taken place, and a 3rd round is due in August this year. Honorable Vice President reconfirmed that we would be undertaking this 3rd round, and we're looking at it positively for early conclusion, so that both sides, the business communities from both sides, can benefit from early conclusion of the FTA.
Long live our friendship.
Peru stressed that India deserved to be a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council in line with its size, role and responsibilities in the global scheme of things.
Issues. We have supported each other traditionally at the United Nations. Once again, all the leaders of the government of Peru reconfirmed and reiterated support for India's membership for an expanded UNSC and supported the reform of the Security Council. In fact, went to the extent of reconfirming that they would strongly work towards a text-based negotiation to start early discussions on the reform of the Security Council and its expansion with India as a legitimate member of this expanded Security Council.
The issue of terrorism was also discussed during talks. Peru underlined the need for a united global response to counter the menace. During the talks, Vice President Naidu conveyed that India and Peru are high-growth economies with huge potential. He conveyed that there is a huge potential for imports of gold from Peru. He also called for achieving greater cooperation in the field of geology and mining.
Vice President of India M. Venkaiah Naidu, who is in Peru, has held high-level delegation talks with the Prime Minister, President and Speaker and President of the Republic of Peru. The bilateral delegations and the delegation-level talks ranged on issues like pharmaceuticals, medicines, mining and other related issues. Both countries have recognized the importance to fight against terror in all forms and manifestations. With camera person Prashanta Karmakar from the Peru's capital Lima, Rajkamal Rao, Rajya Sabha TV.
And the Vice President also addressed a gathering at the celebration of 55 years of establishment of diplomatic relations between India and Peru in Lima. He called upon the 2 governments to further strengthen the cooperation for the prosperity and the well-being of people of both the countries.
That the visit is coincided with a special milestone in our diplomatic relationship, and that a great future lies ahead for evolving, promising and mutually beneficial ties. I am happy since 1963, Government of India and the Government of Peru have been continuously strengthening the friendly ties which existed between the 2 countries. As we reflect 55 years of modern journey, it is worthwhile to recall those 5,000 years of rich history and heritage that our 2 countries have inherited by being cradles of ancient human civilization.
And that's all that we could all pack in this edition of our Breakfast News. But news and updates continue on your channel. Thanks for watching.